These Divrei Torah are in memory of my mother, Le'ilu Nishmat, Rachel Bat Yosef Chaim, Ruach Adonai Tanichena Began Eden. Parshat Vayeitzei begins. Vayeitzei Yaakovs mi Be'er Sheva, Vayelech Charan. The next pasuk says, Vayivga b'makom, Vayalen sham, Ki ba hashemesh, Vayikach me'avnei hamakom, Vayaseh merashothav, Vayishkav b'makom hahu. Yaakov departed from Be'er Sheva, and he went towards Charan. He encountered a place, spent the night there because the sun had set. He took stones of the place which he arranged around his head, and he then laid down in that place. Here is where Yaakov's personal exile begins. At this point, he's 63 years old. He got a blessing from his father Yitzchak stating that he should go out to the world, he should find a wife, not from the daughters of Canaan because they are evil, and then the blessings of starting the Jewish nation will be fulfilled. Rashi explains that the Torah specifies that Yaakov left Be'er Sheva and went to Charan because when Yaakov was in Be'er Sheva, his grandeur and splendor defined Be'er Sheva. His characteristics and personality enhanced the beauty of the place. By Yaakov leaving Be'er Sheva, it is teaching us that not only did he leave, some of the greatness and the beauty of the place was also diminished. We also know from a midrash that Yaakov left Be'er Sheva, but he made a pit stop in the yeshiva of Shem Ve'ever to study further for an additional 14 years. Yaakov spent his whole life studying. Why did he need another 14 years? Well, we learn as follows. He was in the comforts of his father's house. He was in the comforts of a familiar place. That's what he knew. He knew how to be a yeshiva man. Someone that's going to learn and spiritually refine himself, morally refine himself, and live a life of Torah. Where he was living, this was very easy for him. Yaakov knew that he was going out into the world. He was leaving his comfort zone. He was going to another land. Charan happens to be modern-day Iraq. He knew that he was going to Lavan's house. He knew what Lavan was. He knew his house was going to be full of idols, and he knew that Lavan was a trickster. So when he went back to the yeshiva, he wasn't just going to learn some more. He was going to acquire new tools of how to live a righteous lifestyle, living a life being the child of Hashem, even when he has the outside influences of a Lavan. When Yaakov arrived in Charan, he realized he didn't pray like his father and his grandfather did. So he actually had remorse, went back to Har HaMoriah, which is the site of the Beit HaMikdash, so he could pray. So we learn in the pasuk that when he arrived in Har HaMoriah, the sun had set, and he was there. Rashi explains that again, this was a miracle because the sun set earlier than its normal time to force Yaakov to stay there. And the Medrash and Rashi explains the Chumash when he took stones of that place, he actually took 12 stones. Each stone was symbolizing one of the Shvatim. And each of these stones had an argument that they wanted this righteous person, Yaakov, to lay his head on that stone. So Hashem made a miracle, and all these stones fused together as one. The miracle of the 12 stones becoming one teaches us the following. We are a nation of many people, diverse customs and traditions, but we all have one common goal. We shouldn't fight with each other. We have to realize that we are one unit, Am Yisrael, the Jewish nation, and we're here for one purpose, to serve Hashem. The pasuk continues that Yaakov fell asleep in that place. He had a dream that he saw a ladder ascending from the earth up to heaven, and he saw angels going up and down. The natural order should be, one would think, that angels are created by Hashem in heaven, and they come down here to protect us. Actually, it is the opposite. As we do mitzvahs, positive commandments, we create our own angels. They go up to heaven. Hashem gives them their marching orders, and then they come down to help us along our way. The fact that Hashem made the sun set, forcing Yaakov to stay where he was symbolic to show that this was the beginning of Yaakov's personal exile. What can we internalize from the psukim in this parasha? Firstly, no matter where we're holding in life, where we're headed in the world, personally or professionally, always take the time to study Torah. The lessons that we learn will guide us to succeed in whatever we do. Also, sometimes we make mistakes. Like in Yaakov's case, he realized he forgot to pray when he passed Har HaMoriah. So he arrived at his destination, but he went back to correct his mistake. Yes, it's a long journey. Sometimes it's very hard to undo a mistake and do the correction. But what happens? Yaakov felt bad about it. He got to his destination, but he said, I didn't pray. He went back to where he was supposed to go. And again, the Midrash explains that Hashem shortened the distance to make the trip a little bit easier for him. So, if we make a mistake, we should not worry. Even though it's difficult, we should do our best to correct it. Hashem will help us after we take that first step. And finally, at certain points in our life, things may not be going our way. We may feel that we're in a darkness. Just relax. Take your time to pray to Hashem and let the mitzvahs that we did and continue to do create the angels that Hashem will instruct to protect us and guide us into the light.